Using Park Assist in the Kia EV6 and other Kia vehicles is very straightforward. If yours has it, you're just going to push and hold the camera button down the bottom, and that's going to pull up this screen here where it can search for both parallel and perpendicular parking spaces. And you're just going to follow the directions on screen. So just drive nice and slow so it can see if there are any spaces that are available, and it'll check to see if there's perpendicular or parallel spaces. Once it finds a space, it'll pop up on the screen letting you know. You just tap, and then you've either got remote parking or smart parking. So at this point, you could shift into park and then remote control it using the fob. But doing it on the inside, all you're going to do, push and hold that little P button now, foot off the brake, hands off the steering wheel, and it's controlling everything. It's controlling the gas and the brake, it's controlling the steering wheel, it's doing everything for us right now. Incredibly simple, and you can see along the screen there where it's going to park us at the end of the day. And one neat thing, so if you were to take your finger off of the Park Assist button right now, it temporarily pauses it. You then just have to push and hold again in order for the process to continue going. And it'll just pick you right back up from where it was previously in the backup cycle. Takes a little bit of time, but if you're not overly comfortable parallel parking, it's pretty neat that the car has the flexibility to be able to do this. Backing us up perfectly between those lines. There we go. And pulling us forward unnecessarily, and we should be good to go here. There we go. You could release it at this point too, but why don't we do that? There we go, and should be. But look at the parking job that it did there. So you could pull forward a tiny little bit more, but pretty simple process. And then getting out of the space, you obviously just have to do it manually. So just into drive, crank the wheel once from there, and that should be more than enough to get us out of the space. But that's using the parallel park. Let's find a perpendicular space. Using perpendicular park is just as simple. In order to use it, you're just going to push and hold that P button, and that's going to bring you up to your search screen. So again, you're just going to drive forward until you find a space that you're comfortable with. We've got a few open spaces here, so you can just keep on going until you find one that you like. So we've got one, we've got a second there as well. So you can choose either space if you'd like to. I'm just going to choose the one that's a little bit closer to us there. So we'll choose that one. You can control it using the key fob or by pushing and holding that smart parking button there too. So you can actually control it from the outside, which is kind of neat, but I'll show you the back-end process this way first, and then the outside process. So we're just going to push and hold the P button down the middle, foot off the brake, and same idea, the car is going to do everything for us. So it's backing us up perfectly. Didn't pull quite as far forward on this one as I should have, so it's going to take that into account here. So you can see, backing us up, pulling us forward. Look at that, backing us up beautifully. And from there, I'm going to correct it a tiny little bit because it didn't pull me as far backwards as it could have. So if we go back into reverse here, you can see I can move back a tiny bit more and just correcting it that last little bit and park. So outside of the little bit that I just backed up there, look at what it did for the actual parking job. You can also control the Park Assist system using the key fob from the outside. So if we take that same button, we push and hold it again, you're going to come up to this screen, so just drive forward until you find a space that you're comfortable parking in. So we've got the space there, and what we want to do is park in that space, but you've got the option for remote parking on your key fob too. So you can control it from the outside, so I'm just going to shift into park for a brief second there, and watch this. So you've got your forward backwards button, so we're just going to go backwards there because we're looking at backing into a space right now. But it's controlling everything for me from the outside of the vehicle. And it goes nice and slow too. Where this really comes into play is if you need to back into a little bit of a tighter space. This is hilarious. Look at this. It's taking everything into account there too. It's backing the car up perfectly, pulling the car forward. And all you're doing is continuing to hold the backwards button there because we're backing into a space right now. But I mean, look at this. Perfectly backing me into this space from right outside the car. Such a cool feature. And it actually positioned me, so it positioned me perfectly there, but it did the same thing when I backed the car up myself, where it didn't pull me as far back as it could have. But it technically did its job because I'm right in the lines there too. But that is just beautiful. And then the car has also turned off. So at this point, just lock, and you don't even need to hop back inside the car, which is crazy. And then there's one other neat thing that you can do. So if you remote start, so push the lock button once, push and hold that circle button to be able to remote start. You can see there, the car has now turned on. From here, all we're gonna do is push the forward button now. So let's say if the space is a little bit too tight, what we're gonna do is pull the car out so you'd then be able to hop inside. If the wheel was turned, it would automatically turn the wheel so that it's straight too. Once it's out far enough for you, just release, and you're set to go. But that's how you use the Park Assist system inside of Kia vehicles.